YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Vamp here, coming back to you guys with another highly requested video. So ever since my transition to Apex, everyone's been asking me for my settings, my sensitivity, my movement guide, a tap strafing guide on controller, like all these different things, and they're all coming very soon. But what I have for you guys today is my general settings with sensitivity and the reasons why I use these specific settings and so forth. But if you guys like the video, it'd mean a lot to me if you guys would just drop a like, maybe a comment on what you guys want to see next, and maybe a sub. So I appreciate that. But yeah, so for future videos, we have a tap strafe tutorial coming on controller, we have a movement guide coming, and yeah, so for this video we're going through the settings like I said, and my sensitivity and why I do what. So let's get right into it. We have the gameplay settings. I have my on gameplay, we have interact prompt style. I have that on compact, so obviously it says it in the top right, it says display more or less information about weapons and items on the ground. You don't need this really big. It'll actually like kind of ruin like the gameplay when you're playing. If you look at an object, it'll provide you like a picture and image of what it is and the description really big, and it'll be kind of hard to see that and the enemies around you. So that's why I have that on compact. Button hints, I have that also on off. That's just a preference thing for your HUD. If you would like to, it just shows you what buttons are which. If you're new, keep it on. If you've been playing the game for a while and you know all the buttons, turn it off. Crosshair and damage feedback, I have that on off. So this is like a hit marker thing from Call of Duty, guys. So when you're hitting a target, you'll have like this little X that's hitting, telling you that yes, you are hitting them. Personally, to me, I have that off so I can see the target more and clearly, and I don't have another thing obstructing my view of the target that I'm shooting. So I have my damage numbers on both. That's what leads me to this. So when I have it on both, it's telling me that the numbers are stacking and they're floating. So I'm going to be able to count as I'm shooting my my opponent or my target, that it will show me the damage that I'm putting out, and it'll show me the numbers. So I will be able to count in my head and just know at the final shot of the last bullet that I connect to my target, it'll tell me the number, and that's how much damage I put on him. So I will know if I'm hitting that character by the numbers popping up on above him. So my ping opacity, I have that faded. If you have it on default, again, it's sometimes if you ping something, it'll be too bright or too thick and you can't see behind it, so you always have that on faded. Obituaries, I have that on, so that'll show like kills and players, deaths, etc. Super minor. Gameplay is super minor. Minimap rotation, I have that on personally. I've always had it on. No reasons why. This is all preference. Weapon cycle on empty, I have that also on, so whenever I do zero out on a gun, it'll automatically switch and I don't have to click another button. Auto sprint is crucial. You need to have that on. Auto sprint is huge because it'll prevent you from getting dead sprints, and a lot of the times dead slides. You'll be sprinting no matter what. So when you get up from a crouch, it'll help you sprint immediately. Double tap to sprint, I have that off. It'll really like ruin your movement if you have that on double tap. So you always want to have that off. You just want to be able to push your stick forward and you're good. Jetpack control, this is for Valkyrie. This is the only character for that this setting goes for, is Valkyrie. I have mine on toggle. It's all for preference, I guess, but I have mine on toggle. I don't really play Valkyrie too often, but if you do, try playing her on toggle. Incoming damage feedback, I have that on both, so I get indications that I'm getting shot from a 2-dimensional factor and also a 3-dimensional factor. Okay, so it'll show you kind of like, yo, you're getting lit up. Other than that, taking damage closes death box or crafting menu. Big tip. Okay, you want to make sure you have that on off. If it's on and you're looting a box and you get shot, it automatically takes you out of the box. Sometimes if you're getting shot at from a mile away, you want to keep looting because you know you're not going to die. But if you won't be able to loot if you have this on. It'll keep taking you out of the box. So, and also another huge thing that I tell everybody to listen to me about is the reason why you want to have this off is because when you are trying to armor swap in a gunfight and you're getting shot at while you're entering the box, you'll be able to grab the armor and then get out while getting shot at. You wouldn't be able to armor swap if you have this on. So make sure you guys have this off. Hop up, pop up. Okay, this will determine if the hop-up element will show when it is on. Let's turn it on. I just have it on. It'll show me anyways. Streamer mode, anonymous mode, usage sharing. I have that on enabled. Performance display, I play on PC, so it'll show my frames and everything. I have that on. Club invites, whatever basic stuff. So colorblind, I have mine on Tritanopia. Subtitles, I have that off. Subtitle size is normal. Enable chat features is off. Converting text, off. Okay, so here's my controller settings. So those are all my gameplay settings. Now I'm going to dive right into the controller settings. Here's the bread and butter of my controller settings and how everybody asks me all my stuff. So for my button layout, I play on customize, and the reason why I play on customize is because I have I tap strafe on controller, which is something you can only do through Steam, and I will be making a future video about tap strafing next. But for the meantime, these are my keybinds for strafing, for tap strafing. I tap strafe with my RB button and my LB button. So that's why when I have to use my ability, I have to hit down on the D-pad, and that's why when I use my ultimate, I have to hit down on the D-pad and B at the same time to use my ultimate. So, but I will go into deep detail on tap strafing for the next video. But for the meantime, these are my controller presets. You guys can customize them to however you guys want, but these are personally mine and what feels comfortable to me. Stick layout, I play on default. Interact and reload, I play on tap to use and reload. So I prefer that because A, it's easier to pick up stuff. You don't have to hold anything to pick up. You can just tap to pick it up. You can just tap to open a door. You don't have to hold the button. Crouch button, I have mine on toggle. A lot of people like to play it on hold, but personally to me, I like toggle. Just preference. Again, there's no specific, hey, you have to do this, you don't have to. A lot of this game is a lot about preference and what makes you feel comfortable. My aim button, obviously you want to have that on hold. Survival slot button, I have this on off, so whenever I'm not using my button layout to tap strafe, I can inspect my kunai and think that I'm just really sweaty. My trigger dead zones, I have that on none. Menu cursor speed, this is big because while you are in a death box, see my cursor, that's me moving. So say I'm in a death box, this is how fast I will loot. If I want to loot faster with my left analog stick, I can raise this all the way up, and now I'm moving really fast. If I want it slower, drag it down, and so while I'm in a death box, it moves slower. So I keep mine at around 75, almost 80%. All right, so here's my sensitivity. My lick sensitivity is 5, my ADS sensitivity is 4. My per optic sensitivity is 5, or my per optic sensitivity for iron sights and 1x optics are 4 and 4 for the 2x, and then the rest are just 5 for my per optics. I have tried advanced look controls. I've tried many kinds, and I've liked a few, haven't liked a few. I just don't know what I like the most, and I can't really figure it out. But every time I don't like them, I just switch right back to 5.4 and I feel fine. So I think I'm just going to be sticking to regular 5.4 sensitivity, and then in the future I might dive back in to advanced look controls. But for the meantime, I think these are just the perfect settings for myself, and I think these are just normal, these are straight settings. Like Designful, he plays on 4.4, one of the best controller players. Daltouche plays on 5.4, he's an insane controller player. Like, you don't have to have advanced look controls to be good at this game, so I just want everybody to know that. For the response curve, I play on classic, and for my look dead zone, I play on small. I personally like these. A lot of people like to play on linear. To me, I just haven't really felt that being like my feel, but classic is fine and small is like my go-to for dead zone. But movement dead zone, I have that on small. Inverted look off, vibration off, and that's that. So yeah, and now I'm gonna dive into my video settings and audio settings. So for my video settings, I do play on PC, so I play on full screen with 16:9 native, and I play on 1920 by 1080. My brightness is at 60, and I also play on 110 FOV, and my FOV scaling, I have that on disabled. The reason why I have FOV ability scaling disabled is because when you are Octane, or I forget what other legend it is, but when you stim, your FOV goes like in. It's weird. So to prevent that, when you stim, your FOV will stay the same and it won't go in and make you lose, like, I don't know, probably like 10 FOV or something like that, or like 5, something like that. So I have that on disabled so that my FOV will never change. My sprint view shake, you want to have that on minimal. You want to make sure that when you're sprinting, your screen does not shake at all. They have this as a feature just so the game looks realistic. So here is my video settings for frames. VSync I have on disabled. Video reflex enabled plus boost, you really want the less latency, and PC responsiveness, you really want that. Adaptive resolution target, I have that on 0. Anti-aliasing, none. Texture streaming budget, I have that on very low. Texture filling, I have on bilinear. Ambient occlusion quality is on disabled. Sun shadow, coverage detail, all these details, lighting and everything, you want these on low and disabled. Mode detail, low. Effect, low. Impact marks, low. Ragdolls, low. You can change effect details from medium and low if you guys would like to. I personally like mine on low. I can see everything fine. Some people like to say that, like, oh, the characters get like kind of pushed in together with the map. I mean, turn it on medium then or something. But personally to me, these are my settings for my video. So now that you saw my video settings, we're gonna dive straight into the audio settings. So I play on master volume 100. This is for game chat. I have that on like right there. That just depends on your mic. Sound effects volumes, I have that at 100, always at 100. Dialogue volume 70. You really want to have this around 70, 80. Don't keep it above higher or any lower. You need to hear for when you're fighting. Your characters will sometimes say that there's a third party coming, or like etc. My ultimate's ready. You'll just get cues on you. Keep that in your mind for when you're playing at ranked or when you're just playing pubs. Music volume, lobby, that's all preference. Yeah, so that's basically all of my settings. But yeah, so that will do it for the video. Those were all my settings on Apex Legends. The best controller settings, to be honest, in my opinion, is these right here. So if you guys liked the video, make sure you guys drop a like, make sure you guys subscribe or drop a comment. I really do appreciate that, man. It's helping us grow one day at a time, so appreciate that. But yeah, so I will be dropping a tap strafing video very soon. I will be dropping a movement guide very soon, and then also we are that first video that we just dropped recently was the Road to Masters, and we played with Average Joe and Exact, baby. So yeah, we're gonna be continuing that grind of Road to Master. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Appreciate you guys. Drop a comment down below. Peace.